Hello everyone, it is Knox and I'm coming to you with a video of a very valuable new feature that's being added to Carbon Black containers. So you've heard it all before. We've got old scanning over here, and with our old scanning we had vulnerabilities. That was the main thing we were scanning for, and then earlier this year we announced malware scanning. So we not only scan for vulnerabilities now, but we also scan for malware, and that was a differentiator because there are very few out there who are doing that, where they're scanning for malware along with the vulnerabilities in the scanning. But now you can see over here to the right, new scanning capabilities that we're adding. Now we're going to be scanning for vulnerabilities, malware, and secrets inside our images. Open source scanners do not have malware and secret scanning. Obviously, there are probably a few exceptions out there, but on the most part, and even if they do, it's not going to be updated frequently and have the maintenance and things that we've got going on. So very exciting here. Let's jump in and we'll look at what this can do. So this is that same old slide I show all the time, but I want you to think about this with me again, because now we have to think about it from another lens. All the way down to the developer machine, you can use the CBCTL tool to be able to scan for vulnerabilities, for malware, and now also for secrets. So all the way down to the developer machine, if he's being disciplined and using that scanner, he can check himself before he shoots himself in the foot and sticks that SSH key or some other secret or something into that image and then ships it on up the pipeline. If it does make it all the way up here into the pipeline, now when we're scanning in the pipeline, again, we're scanning for vulnerabilities, we're scanning for malware, and we're scanning for secrets. And this is really huge because a lot of times there will be secrets in a container out of either the developer was lazy, or if we want to give them the benefit of the doubt, they just forgot because they were using it in dev and they don't remove that key from the image. They don't use best practices and inject. They should be injecting secrets at deployment time, not baking. You don't want to bake it into the image. And so same thing in Harbor or all the way over here. So we just want to make sure that we're not leaving any kind of secrets inside our image, and that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and jump now. I'm going to jump over to my automation. I've already added the, this is in dev, so I had to put in the API keys into my automation. And if I go over here to my code, so here it is. This is my GitLab CI file, and in here I have down here the CBCTL tool. I'm downloading it, so I'm doing a scan and I'm doing a validate. Now this is super cool. Our guys have already got validate working with this too, which means that you can set up a policy to be able to, if I find secrets in my image, I'm going to fail, which is what we always want, right? And then if it's successful, I'm going to push my image that I built to Harbor. Now, just to show you what I built so you know ahead of time, here it is over here. It's my classic Python 3 extra. I have my dirty files folder, and I used to just always have this malware in it, but now I've added in an .aws folder, which is what you would have out in the wild. Inside here, I have the credentials file, which is what you'll find. These credentials are not real. For those of you out there that want to pause the video and try to use my AWS keys, I deleted them as soon as I created them, just so I could have a set of keys that would work for the scanning. And then same thing, I generated this SSH key to nowhere and put it in here just so we would have an SSH key and some AWS credentials to be able to see if it is able to find them. And this is the there's a Docker file here. We build it, and then at the end we copy those files in. All right, so there's that. So now let's go back over here. If we go, let's see, where do we want to go next? I'm so excited. Let's go over here and let's look at the policy before we do anything else. So we go to enforce and we go to Kate's policies and we go to hardening policies, and I had created a new CBCTL API key. And so we see here secret scanning preview. It's in my secret scanning scope that I created. So if I click on that, oh, I don't want to click there. I want to click here. Click here, and I can see I named it secret scanning preview. I created a scope for it that has the secret check build step that I made. And so I hit next, and here we go. We've got secret found. So we have a new policy option for secrets, and in this case, I am blocking. So if we find a secret, block. That's what we want to do, and that's our policy. And so we're going to block secrets, and we're also going to block unknown malware, but that doesn't matter right now. And then we want to make sure that it is enabled, and it is. And so just for fun, let's go over here, and we're actually going to, I'm going to rerun this in the background just so we can run again. There we go. So it's going to run right now. But over here is the scan that I already ran. And so it runs through the scan. It shows all the vulnerabilities in the container. And then down here, this is the really cool part. Down at the end of the scan, it shows it found the dirty files, it found the SSH key, it found the AWS credentials. And this is really cool because it found the string, but then it finds it a couple different ways. So what we're getting here is, first of all, it finds the string that's like, hey, this is obviously an encrypted SSH key. And then it also found this string, which is obviously the beginning of an SSH key. It found the keyword detector because it found AWS secret access key because that's a keyword, but then it also found a token that fits what a AWS token looks like. So it's finding it in more than one way is what I'm saying, which is really cool. So after the scan, I run the validate. Here's the validate command, cbctl image validate. Here's the image we created. Here's that build step, and I named this build step secret check. So this build step corresponds to that scope that we had on the policy. And so because of that, we know that it is within the scope of our secret check policy we made. My API keys here on the rest of the command. And so it runs the scan. It does the validating, and it says, hey, there are secrets in here. And it tells me that, again, there are these AWS and the SSH key that it found. And because the validation finished with violations, the whole pipeline ends in an error. So let's use the link. I love these handy links that are right here. We're going to hold Control and click that. It's going to take us to the Carbon Black console. And now here we are. We go immediately to this page that shows us the scan. And so we see here, I named this image secure build, but obviously it is not. It says it found 5 secrets. Now, when it says 5 secrets, I'm assuming what it's really saying here is that it found 5 possible things that are secret, because we looked at that. Remember, it found our secrets in more than one way, which is cool. And so now down here, one of the other new things we get is this cool UI. So we get there's no malware in here. There was, but that's not important right now. Secrets detected right here. So we see that we've got this new icon down here, which is really nice. We see it immediately. And then here is the secrets that were found. We're in these 2 layers. We're going to click on it. That takes us over here to this is the standard normal container image, and we normally have layers. And many of you have seen when we do malware, there's a little malware box that pops up right here. And in this case, because it's a secret, the secret's going to pop up. And this is where we added it in. If we click over here on the side, it's going to open up. We get our layer details. And here it is. Look at this. This is so cool. It even tells us what it thinks it is. It's like, look, this is an AWS file. I found it. I found these AWS credentials. And then right here, it says, I found a private key. And sure enough, it did. It found an SSH private key. So this is super cool. There are lots of other things that it's looking for. These were just the first 2 things that I threw in to try to see if it could find them. And like I said, I wanted to give everybody a preview of this super cool new feature that's going to be coming out very soon, secret scanning. And again, if I go back over here, we already had vulnerability, we already had malware, but now we are adding in secret scanning. Thanks for watching.